Hadar, we are now live.
We are live.
Hadar,
Yay.
we are now live.
We are
Hadar, I
live.
need to mute that. That's horrible. I do not want to hear myself speak. Thank you very much.
Have we tied the kids up in the other room?
Ems wants to contribute, for lack of a better term.
I'm just making sandwiches for the kids. And then I'll be a little more active.
I'm currently driving, so I tried to make my stuff. It's loud. Actually, can you guys actually hear me?
We
can hear you.
can, but you sound a bit like you're going through a wind tunnel.
Considering this is a stream.
I'm going to punt children today.
Need help. We've come to the conclusion it's just 3.5 hours away.
What have people been reading? What have people brought to read? Maybe I should ask.
Well, are we going to do a little introduction?
Oh, right. See,
That is it.
I am so freaking lost today, so that's I think that should be done. My brain goes buzz.
I think we'll wait for Harry to get back, and then we can go. She will be
Did that help at
giving
all?
the kids 2 chairs, I think.
What did you say, Metal?
It helped.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
back
Yeah, it
end.
helped.
I turned on Chris to hopefully see if I could try and cancel out some of the voices of the crowd.
Right, sorry about that.
It's okay. Do you want to take it away or should Une? Une is apparently still making sandwiches. I am sorry.
We're all so very prepared.
Not today.
Yeah, sorry. Kids and dogs and never work with children or animals. It never ends well. Please go this year. So I have the talking points, which should allow me to post them if they're not going to be snotty with me. Yeah, this week we are doing our
Oh, ad break.
what?
No.
Yep, we have ads.
Yes.
Why do we
3
have,
minutes of ads.
why do we have ads?
Because you
showing
have
me
ads on
ads.
there.
Why can't I see ads? Ads should be announced. Why is ads not being announced? Why is it not telling me that there's an ad break? What is going on? There is an ad break. What?
I wasn't
I
lying.
got an ad for you.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to see some cows?
Lost. What happened here?
See some what? And hello again.
Hello again.
Welcome back.
Oh, must be.
Yeah,
Bless you.
welcome to your ads manager. Wonderful. You're supposed to do a 3-minute ad break every 60 minutes. It's not been 60 minutes. It's
That's how
been
long it's taken us to prep for this stream.
it's been 10, if that.
Thanks for the
7.
sub,
7
wizard.
minutes. Thank you for the
Thank you,
sub.
wizard.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know what's happening here. How often do you want ad breaks on your stream? Run a 3-minute ad break every 60 minutes. That is what is set. It's been 7 minutes. What is going on?
So we should be good for the next hour.
Yep, we
Could
should
be.
be.
Basically.
Fingers crossed. There's no pre-roll on either, so I don't know what's happening. I'm so lost.
Technical
It's all the new
difficulties.
things we need
Yeah.
to figure out.
Yeah, we did our affiliate. The last stream that we needed for affiliate was on Wednesday, and then we got the offer on Thursday, and I unfortunately have not been very well, so I've been trying to set things up ahead of today, and it has not gone well. So this is a learning curve for us all, and I will ask for your patience while we figure out everything. I don't think, well, we're absolutely not streaming aficionados. I'm so fucking mush.
I want someone else to take it away.
Please, if someone could do that right now while I get these questions posted, and then we
Yep.
can then humaning can happen.
Then humaning can happen. Yes. Who?
I don't seem to be able to unmute other people.
Who's
Chili.
Chili is server muted.
why is
No.
Chili server muted?
I don't know.
Let's undo that. Hi, Chili.
I'm server muted because I got into a debate with someone and my husband was there too and he joined in on the debate. So yeah.
Oh well, you are no longer server muted. I have fixed
You
that.
are no
Oh,
longer.
Thank
sorry.
you. Actually, I think the person who server muted me was John, so I'm not at all upset about it because my husband was getting kind of yeah. The joys of being on a video chat or voice chat while you're in bed with your husband because we're all kind of hanging out on a Saturday. Your husband joins in.
Fair enough.
Okay, so this week is Bring a Book, where I assume the entire point is to tell what we've been reading, what we are gonna read, and what's on our TBR. Which the last two are the same thing. Ignore me.
We know what we're doing.
We know what
Yeah,
we're
we
doing.
do.
We're-
Definite pros.
Yes. So
Absolutely.
I've actually been reading this super obscure book that no one has ever heard of, and I've never been recommended whatsoever, called, I think it's A Court of Thorns and Roses. Never heard of it.
Oh my god. Yeah,
He started
nobody
yesterday.
has ever heard of
No.
ACOTAR.
No. So I finished book 1 today, technically speaking, at 2:07 a.m. I don't know. It was fine. I need someone to explain to me what smut is, because if that's a 3.5 on the, I thought that was a 3.5 on the smut meter. I'm confused.
What's confusing you about the smut level?
I thought it was gonna be more detailed in that.
You're
So,
only book
yeah,
one.
yeah, 3.5 is kind of like that middle ground.
Also,
Versus
the
5,
3.5
which is
is
like
for the entire series, and that's the bit you need to take into consideration. The first one is quite a fair bit of building.
Yeah, that felt a lot like PG-13 Cut to Black, with like a little bit
Can
more
I
spice.
offer? Maybe it's the fact that you're a guy.
No. He's
No,
genuinely
it
right. The
has very
first book
little
has very,
bite.
very little by way of spice or smut in it. However, second book onwards gets spicier, but even then, I wouldn't say, and I hate using it as an example because it shouldn't be in print, but you're not going to get to like 50 Shades level with any of these books.
Mm-mm.
Hi, Riku. Thank you for
Hi,
making
Riku.
it. And yeah, it
I
does.
also
The first book I found slow, and I think you can see where they tried to do the Beauty and the Beast retelling with it. And then after that, they were like, nah, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. And it ramps up quite a bit in story as well as in everything else for book 2
that was
onwards.
my synopsis this morning when I was talking to Une was, so it's Beauty and the Beast, beat for beat.
Yeah.
Like you switch
much.
out the library for the gallery, you switch out the silly snowball fight for being shown the glen and swimming in the starlight. But basically beat for beat. So it's Beauty and the Beast with slightly more sex.
Again, pretty
More
much.
beast.
Which isn't what I expected. I'm also slightly confused if, like, what was it Red said? I don't have the plumbing, so I don't know if women feel this
Yes.
way when they get, like, aroused. I don't know if this is a thing. If it is, Jesus fucking Christ, why am I not a woman? This is unfair. I hate it.
Do you know it's funny? Because somebody, I think it was on Reddit, someone asked, why aren't there like romance books that are geared towards men? And is it because you don't look at romance in the same way as women do? Like I'm generalizing, but women on the whole tend to want to read about like that fantasy fairy tale. Oh, he was Prince Charming, he swept me off my feet and this was amazing. And you don't see those kinds of books aimed at men.
I don't know, but like the arousal part, like if I'm gonna compare the book experience to my male experience, they don't compare because we're on Twitch. So how do I talk around this?
We have different triggers.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, it seems to me like for women, it's a more, at least in book form, it's more of a slow build, and then you get to that point where you want to do it, and then like that's not your stop, that's the beginning, like another beginning. Whereas I I'm in that beginning part from the start, the second beginning part from the start, and at some point it hits the, I kind of sort of just want to get this over with because it's frustrating just living in this headspace. That might be a me thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, but there's also the debate of, like, I'd say women almost value the emotional connection more, I want to say. And therefore the emotional development leading up to that is as much of it, and that's what you're going to get in a book. Whereas I think it's the act itself that is potentially more focused on for men. I don't know. It
Yeah.
could be a bit of both.
Now, my quick question: the book you were reading or have finished, was it written in all female perspective, or was there a male and female perspective? Okay,
No.
The first
so
book is only female.
gotcha. So I read most of my romance. Can I help you? Sorry, my child come in. If you're still hungry, your daddy's in the kitchen. Ask him for more. I'm in here on a call. Thank you. Goodbye. Sorry. So most of the books that I read, and I've shared some of them on the Discord, there is normally about a 50-50 male-female perspective. So my author is writing in both, so it is a little bit different in mine. So I guess it would just depend on how your author is writing it too. But I've noticed even in the male side of my books, there is a different emotional level as well as a different build up for them when it comes to those scenes versus the female, where it's a little more emotional and a little bit more to it.
I agree. I've been reading a lot more both sides of the story or multiple point of views. As a female, I don't know exactly what goes on in a guy's head, but it is a clear difference in if it's written good.
It is.
Well, I
It
guess.
has to be written good, and I think a lot of the romance novels that I read, which are Brittany Sahin and Catherine Cowles, Julie Weaver, they have. I don't know how they've done their research, and I'm sure they probably go to their husbands a lot for it if they have husbands or boyfriends or partners. I have a feeling that they're probably going to them and going, I need your perspective on this. I need you to tell me how this feels so I can get it right. And I think women who do that in their writing, it helps a lot, especially with the reader's point of view.
I think getting input on the sort of goings on and the feelings during the act itself is something that you can definitely get from obviously like a partner and things. I think ultimately though, because people value such like different things in how to explain this. I think with men, if you were to write it from for a male audience, I think there'd be a lot more visual description of the woman themselves rather than the description of the emotions leading up to things.
Yes, I have noticed that in my books.
Because I mean, I can't really speak for myself because we're like I'm autistic. It's an incredibly weird topic for me anyway. But just purely out of pattern, that there is very much for like I'd say videos and things is going to be much more like male oriented because it's a visual thing, whereas with a novel and things, you can kind of almost I'd say the woman can almost place themselves in the point of view of the character and therefore gets almost like the emotional response that goes along with the physical. And I'd say that's sort of the difference. So maybe if it was a picture novel or a picture book like for kids, it'd probably work. But yeah, I think that's probably the primary difference is the prioritization of what actually triggers like someone to be in the mood. But yeah, I mean, it's something that Ari's been begging me to read for ages. She was going to get me to read it on stream, apparently, just to see
I am indeed.
what my reaction is going to be, because we
okay. So this is one of the things where like expectations did not meet reality.
Was that because it was hyped up too much, though, for you?
No. Okay. So I walked into this. I've seen it mentioned, and then I've been like, okay. People seem to enjoy this series, and they also say book one isn't great. So my expectations for that, like the story parts, etc., were kind of low. Which probably was good, considering it's another retelling of Beauty and the Beast. but I expected to feel something when reading the smutty parts, and I don't know if I emotionally detach and just go into full analysis mode, or if it's just the fact that the first book is very PG-13. So I think the only reaction I had is,
I think it depends on the author a lot too.
yeah, sure.
You know, I think that you see a lot of, for lack of a better way to explain it, women writing men. You know how you see like the subreddit men writing women.
Hmm.
You kind of see it the same coming from women writing men in some of these romance books, and you know some of them are focused on romance, and others are just smut.
Oh yeah, I can definitely say that there's books I've read where straight out of the gate you've been like, oh, this is smut with some
Mhm.
plot sprinkled in. And then there's
Then there's the opposite.
Would you
assume.
say
Yep.
that's the difference between, say, like, a, it's almost like they're two separate categories. One is like porn, and one is like a smut novel. Like it's almost like they're two different things, I'd say, because
This is
almost like the focus is different.
yeah. This is why we have
Mummy porn.
we say things like this has a bit of smut, or this is spicy, or this is, to use a very old term here, this is a lemon or this is a lime.
Mm-hmm.
Or with Archive of Our Own, for instance, you have so many good tags like plot, what plot.
Yeah,
For
plot is one of my favorite AO3 tags.
Because that
Wait, is
pretty
that
much
what
is it's just gonna be
is
smut.
that what the PWP tag means?
Yes.
Yes,
Jesus
plot,
fucking! Oh, things have clicked into place. Okay, I understand now. Jesus fucking Christ! Never mind. Carry on.
I was like, there's a
I missed what she said. What with what? What with plot?
oh plot. What plot? Essentially, this fanfic or
There's
this
no
book
plot
has
in here.
absolutely no
There's
story
just
whatsoever. It's just sex.
Okay, I see. Plot. What? Got you.
Yeah, plot. What plot? As in, plot is non-existent.
You know, like the book version of Debbie Does Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
There's a question mark at the end of that. What?
No, there's no question mark there.
well, you also have the
Version of Pornhub.
Yeah, no, essentially, this is the thing, and there's when you get into like BookTok and things like that, then you'll get people who try and sell you things. And there's one that I keep seeing come up, and she's got glasses and bookmarks and all sorts. And one of the things she has is, I don't watch porn, I read it like a fucking lady.
yeah.
And it's just 100%. I know so many people who go, yeah, that's me.
But
no, but this is the thing I was saying earlier, where I think the primary focus is different. I think for guys it's very much a visual thing and a physical experience, whereas for women it is very much almost like primarily an emotional thing, which is supported or like culminates in a physical thing. And this is where it's like, I think the difference is where you look at like, how do people access this? Well, porn is, I want to say, sort of like, I'm going to say like 60-70% men, whereas I think like smut and things is going to be like 90%, if not more, women. And I think that disparity is like, that's because women kind of almost need both, where I think for men it can very much be the primary focus is physical rather than emotional.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the difference between
some of the
I
men's
want lewd
ones.
and I want to walk up with a pizza box.
On some of the men's stuff, you know, you're not looking for the book format. You know, they're not necessarily categorized as smut. They're just smattered in, you know, like your sci-fi books or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I know, like the books I read, not all of them. There's some that are a little more smuttier than others, but like the book I currently read this week and the one I read Friday and Saturday that I finished up Saturday evening, we didn't get to even the first kiss until page 82.
Oh, slow burn.
So, yeah, and then I don't think that they didn't even have like there was no anything spicy beyond a kiss for like probably another 100 pages or so, maybe a little less. I'm probably over exaggerating the 100 pages, but it's one of those where there's a lot of plot and then the spice is splattered in between that, but it's good spice. It's not like overly done. It's like perfect for the characters, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's the difference between a porn book and a smut novel. I think
It really
it's
it
almost
really
like it
is.
suits. Yeah, the plot almost comes first, rather than yeah.
And I've
think-
seen that. I've seen that a lot in Brittany Sahin's books. Now with Julia Weaver, I've read 3 of her books from one series, and each book got spicier and more each time. I have yet to read her latest 2 books, which is a 2-book part. Is for the same 2 main characters, but she had to split into 2 books. And from what I've heard, it is even spicier than the 3rd book, and I didn't think it could get any spicier than that. But she managed, so I have to read it.
So the wife has been reading a Hades and Persephone book recently.
Which
I
one?
love
Okay,
that.
now I want to know which one.
I want to know too. Which one?
I'll get it from her for you guys. She actually complained to me last night. She's like 55%. And all I want them to do is
Yep. That tracks too.
she's literally at the point. She's like, I'm halfway through the damn book, and they have yet to do anything. All I want them to do is
Yep.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is
Absolutely.
primarily towards. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to word this correctly. This is primarily towards the women in the group. When you read these types of books, are you reading it to essentially, like, in the aim of like, okay, this is going to lead to me doing something myself?
Are you
Or-
asking if we're reading the spice books to get off?
Or no, but that's the thing. Are you reading
No.
them primarily for that, or are you reading it because it's like for the experience of following a story? Like what? This is kind of what confuses me about it.
or are you reading it for the life of that in your life?
You're breaking up a lot now.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
also,
you
I
bring
think
up
this is where another major difference comes in between men and women is that essentially with women, or certainly a lot of women I know that I've spoken to when it comes to like, again, we're talking the what plot kind of books, not the it's a story but it has spice in it, but the ones that are purely just sexual. I think the fundamental difference is that it's not like, to use an example, it's not like a teenage boy with a girl's magazine and we're like, oh, we're going to look through this to get off. It's more mental.
No, this is my thing. Is it like, but is there like the end goal of physically doing something afterwards, or is it purely just for the
No, but this is the thing.
enjoyment
It's
of
almost
being able to-
essentially, and I've got the stream flagged for vulgarity, so I'm going to just say it. It's almost, the difference is we don't always need physical masturbation because there is such a thing as mental masturbation.
Yeah, I can
So
agree
you
with
can
that.
read it and essentially get off without actually going to the effort of physically getting off.
Okay, but like, and this is why, like, this is the first time in book club I have literally read a book for book club, because I figured that I have no idea how these books work.
Do you
So-
mentally get off on it, Eli?
Not the first book. I don't know. I'll get back to you. Read the book. Honestly, it was fun. But
I have a book that you for this that you might read for comparison,
okay, sure.
With
I'll.
which is a
a really evil
contemporary
giggle, I'm
romance.
sorry. No. But my brain conjured so many thoughts of what you could be giving him. No.
No, but okay. So what you're describing, because I'm assuming everyone knows what blue balls is, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, but you don't get that from reading. Whereas if I got sexually aroused from any of these books,
Then you're
Then-
reading the wrong books.
I don't know. I like reading the female perspective. I'm confused as fucking hell, and apparently I know nothing about women, so that's cool to learn halfway through my life.
I'm going to say that for the
At least
most
you
part, some of
learned
these
it.
things in these books are a little exaggerated.
Sure.
They
but-
can be, yes.
Yeah, but okay. Here's an example from the book. We have an event trigger, which is the first time we hear Feyre, or here. We get told that Feyre would like to get, for lack of a better term, ravaged. For me, as a male, that's a now, not in 6 weeks. When we built to that, it's a primal need that I need now. And
So are you saying the difference is like immediate gratification versus delayed gratification?
I was just about-
kind of, sorta. And I don't know if that could be exaggeration on the book's part. I don't know.
I don't think it's so much exaggeration. I think it's more playing into, and actually, this is something
Is that why
Metal
foreplay
has
so
asked in
important?
the
I
chat,
assume.
where it's is there also a part of you that reads it for things that you might be missing, and also maybe to help with initiating things with a partner? For the things that
Yeah.
might be missing, yes. A lot of books aimed at women are written to fulfill things that 99% of us will not experience in real life. And that essentially have become a fairy tale. The idea of someone, being emotionally open and
Kids.
for
apologize.
instance,
If I just randomly go silent, I have to mute because my kids suck.
for instance, I have read several I have picked up several books because they contain things I am curious about. And I rather read about it than look up a porno.
Well, yeah, because that's. Would you say? Well, I guess one is a much more accurate representation of what it could entail than the other. I'd say, but yeah, I don't know. It's just the idea is a weird sort of concept of being like, because there are some things that books go into that, like, I'd say get fantasized over, that if you were to experience it in real life would probably be a horrific thing to go through.
No, but that is a big difference between fantasy and reality. And again,
But how can you, but this is where I get, because how can you fantasize about something positively when
Because-
it is
no,
an
but it's a-
overall
I'm-
entirely negative experience?
The difference is
Well,
consent. I mean, in this
well,
case,
Yeah,
as the reader, I mean, yeah, there's a huge difference
there's a
there.
mixture of things. One, of course, if you're talking about certain things that would essentially be illegal acts, yes, there is an element of there's consent when it's in a book. It's also the knowledge that it is fantasy. It isn't happening. It isn't real. You know that what that thing happens, it's going to be followed up by X, Y, and Z, and things are going. There
But
is
whether it's not
a
real or
buffer
not,
to it.
but whether it's real or not,
Yeah, but again,
how can you fantasize
problem with
about
this
something
is-
you know would be like
So-
horrible?
Okay, but wait.
So
Okay.
here,
No,
so
sorry.
I really want to
Shilly,
say
go
something. I
first.
really want to
Yeah.
say something really, really quickly on this. The problem with this conversation, and it comes up quite a lot. It's not just a you thing. I've seen it come up a lot. Porn does the exact same thing for men. Like, some of the most popular porn videos out there are the exact same thing. Like, the idea of a man just walking into a room and being essentially pounced on by a woman, and that, for all intents and purposes, is sexual assault. But because it's in a porno, it's fine. Because the idea is that because it's in porn, it's not assault because it's already consented to. And it's the exact same thing. It's a fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Chili, you want
And the
to
other
jump
thing,
in?
and the other thing is that there are. I mean, and I've not only have I read books with stuff in it that it's again what you were saying. If that were to happen to me or somebody else, it would be horrible. But in a book, depending on where it is in the book, it could be being used for such as plot development, especially if the book is centered around more of the plot and less the spice.
So if I think that's the difference is I'm not talking about like a really horrific event happens for character development that leads to something because horrible things happen to people and that's to be expected. My point is if the entire thing is like I don't even know how to. I'm trying to phrase this delicately, and it's very hard because my brain.
Don't. We're tagged for bad language and vulgarity. Just say it.
So if, for example, like I know non-consent is the thing, but if is like rape a thing in the books that like is almost like the center point of it?
No.
In some dark romance.
No,
Yeah.
dark romance, yes.
Yeah, if you're going into really dark romance,
if
which
you're
again
going really dark romance,
will pre-warn you.
Yeah.
Not always though, because I mean you see that in just like paranormal romance too, all the time.
This is true. And this is something because I actually have written. Now it's not on it's not on Amazon Kindle or anything, and I think I took it down off. I used to use Wattpad a lot. I don't know if any of y'all use that now or even yet.
Yeah, we love Wattpad. Well, we love old
Okay,
Wattpad.
so I don't even remember if mine is still actually up as published on Wattpad, but I had a story that I put on Wattpad because I really wanted some readers' opinions and comments. And as a writer, you want people to say, "Hey, your writing's really good," or "Hey, your writing's really good," but can I give you a criticism, but in a good light to help you as a writer? That's how I write. I get my writing fun knowing that people are enjoying it and can tell me, hey, I would do this a little differently. That being said, the first book that I wrote and put on Wattpad, there was a portion of the book that involved rape. And I took 2 or 3 weeks just to research as many survivor stories as I could because it was going to have some detail in it. But it was not the main focus of that story. The main focus was of her healing and her finding what she
that's for
needed
character
to become.
development. My point is if you're looking for very specific, like especially when you talk about like the traits of individuals and then they do these acts and things, and it's like why the bit for me is if this is not something you would want to experience in real life, why are you trying to experience it through this book? Like there seems to be a disconnect from it.
Because it's less traumatizing that way.
Because
there
it's
is
also
an
based-
element of
in the first place.
No, but there is an element of curiosity. Like
Mm-hmm.
again, I would say if you're talking less about for like character developments or a traumatic purpose to create plot and more of a this is part of the like the romance, you probably will see CNC more than you would see actual just oh he raped me. And there is a big difference between the two because again, one is obviously consensual and it is essentially set up as a scene to feel certain things, usually to feel what it's like to be powerless and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as Metal has said as well, when it comes to reading, you have the ability to experience something in a very much safe way.
Why would
you
you
can
want
see
to experience that in any way? Is my question.
Okay, so I have a question on your question because I have an example. Because there was one part of ACOTAR that icked me out where are we doing the spoilers thing? Because I can talk around I can be non-specific about what happens, basically.
Be non-specific, please. We're supposed to be somewhat spoiler-free.
Okay. So a magic event happens where the main character does something she is told not to do.
I know where you are.
Yeah.
We're talking Kalanmai.
Yes.
We are, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the main male character returns and says, and I'm not quoting here, but something along the lines of, "I smelled you, you weren't there, I was looking for you." And that scene then proceeds with her being pinned against a wall and him biting her neck. And this scene icked me out because it hits very close to like rapey vibes for me, but I can disconnect and realize that it might be comfortable and interesting, for lack of a better term, to, through another character's eyes, experience being pinned against a wall and having something done to you that's not harmful per se, but not something you have specifically consented to. I can understand intellectually why this could be freeing, interesting, something like that, even though it personally icked me out.
Yeah, but if that is then not something, but this is my thing, if that's something then that you don't want to experience in your life, why would you then try to experience it through a book? Because surely if
No, but
you,
maybe you
you would
like
not want to.
like.
Or is
I
this
mean-
where we talk about like, because surely if someone then came up to you and did that in real life, you'd be freaked the fuck out.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
this
just
is
I'm
the
just gonna
difference between
quickly
fantasy
just pop
that
a
wants
thank
to.
you. I'm just gonna pop a quick thank you to Riku, to Raging Phoenix, and to Fling Noodles for the follows. Thank you very
Mhm.
much.
I
So
think
you have
another
to
well,
do
another reason people might want to read that kind of stuff, even though they wouldn't want to happen to them in real life, is that you got to think about also the day and age we actually live in. A lot of people that you might know, or even a few people you might know, might have gone through that. And while you don't want that to happen to you, you can't relate to them either. And it might be hard for you to understand what they're going through trauma wise. So you pick up a book that might have it in there so you can say, okay, now I kind of understand what she's going through or what he's going through.
No, that's
So
fine,
that
'cause
you-
again,
But also kinks are kinks.
Yes.
yeah,
But if
exactly.
that's
Kinks
not
are
a
kinks.
kink
I was
you
gonna
want to
get to.
experience in real life, then why then try
No,
to
but
experience
okay.
it
No,
so,
but
Can I say it
that's
loudly?
the thing, because it might not be about wanting to experience it, but just being curious enough to look into it. Some people might read that book, go, "Okay, I've seen what it's about now. Yeah, that's not
Now
for
I'm
me,"
just not
and
into
then
it.
never be
And
interested. Some people might go,
yeah,
I'm okay with this in print, but I don't think I'm in a position where I want to physically do it with someone, or maybe I don't trust my partner enough, or I don't have a partner, so this is a way of fulfilling that need. And then for some people it might be a case of, actually I really enjoy this and I want to try it.
And when you have a partner who you can trust to do that, you can give them the book and say, I want to do this, but with consent, so let's talk about it. And even though in the book it might be a complete surprise and non-consensual to the person you're reading in their POV, you give that book to your partner and go, I want to do this. It is consensual for them and y'all can try this whole crazy thing. And then if you don't like it, oh, you don't like it, and you move on to the next thing.
I would also like to offer a non-smut type of point of view as well. I would be freaked out if all of a sudden zombies started appearing. But I still like playing zombie games and experiencing it in real life. You know, it's all that thing of like, you know, people who play Call of Duty, none of them really want to go fight in a war realistically, but they want to experience it for some reason, you know, essentially through a TV screen or through media or some other form of that.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to use a specific example with you, Si?
Yeah, I mean, again, if it's probably going to be something I always struggle with because the concept doesn't make sense in my head as such. But
No, but okay, but
if
no,
you
because
have
I'm
examples,
asking you permission because you like to listen to the story ASMRs,
Mhm.
right? And some of those you listen to are about like medical things, like being a dead body and
being
autopsied.
autopsied,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now that's something that for me, I can go, why the fuck would you want to listen to that? Because the idea of listening to someone essentially dissect you
Okay.
freaks
And
me
I
the
can
fuck
explain
out.
this. I could explain this by going into my mental health, which is probably not something to do on the stream. But ultimately, that is because I am completely apathetic towards my own life, and the idea of having peace of some kind is incredibly soothing. The
Okay,
idea
but
of
then the
not
same
having
can
to
be
think
no, but the
because the
same can
world
be
is
said
horrible
about
is great.
reading something like CNC. It's a way of giving up control in a controlled environment. Because
Yes.
again, for a lot of people, male and female, sorry, Une, I keep interrupting you and I'm sorry. Male and female, there are times where they want to be able to be in a safe, controlled environment, but give up full control. And that goes so much like a bigger step further than just like submissive. It almost goes into the elements of like slaves and stuff like that when we're talking BDSM, before I get flagged for anything racial. It's an entirely different mindset to be like, hey, I want you to boss me around, and hey, I want to give you full control over me.
Yeah, and this was one point I wanted to make. Uh,
And everyone's gonna shut
Reading
up and
about
let you make it.
reading about it and wanting to experience it in real life are two different things. Wanting to read about it to mentally experience it might be something you actually enjoy, whereas you know that you would not enjoy this physically. I have several kinks that I can read about, which gets me really hot. But I would never want to experience them physically.
See that yeah, I think
Which
that's
again goes
just
back to
something
it
that
goes back
will
to the we
never make
have
sense to
the
me.
mental masturbation ideology.
Yeah, I think that's just something that will probably never make sense to me. And that's fair. That's completely fair. I also understand that my ability to empathize and understand is incredibly limited. So it's hard for me to imagine what it's like to experience something someone else experiences. So it's why I ask questions like this.
I have to
But
laugh
it is
that
just like
I was trying to work out because we've had a load of amazing new members join, and so book club has been absolutely popping off, which is wonderful, and we all love you for it. And the conversations that have been coming up quite a bit recently have been about smut, and I was sitting there trying to work out when would be a good time to do a smut stream, which
well, I
wasn't
assume
tonight.
we'll talk about
And
other
here
things
we've
moving on.
ended up. I've written out talking points. We are nearly an hour in, and we've touched none of them.
So moving on then, what
We
things
have.
other people are reading?
We've been talking about what I've been reading.
And then
I'm
This is
talking
true.
about mental masturbation and CNC. What?
These are questions you know would happen because I started reading a genre I don't understand yet.
No, that is fair. That is
Mhm.
fair.
Also, I would
It's
like
fair.
to point out
Good
that
questions to ask before you really get into it too.
Wait,
Oh.
what did you say? Chili, what did you say?
I'm sorry, and they're good questions to ask. Like even though you've started that first book, or you said you finished it, right?
Mhm.
So you started the first book and you finished it. Now you have questions that you can kind of better prepare yourself for the following books as well. So those are good questions to ask, and it's a good topic to be on for that book subject.
Yeah.
So we're all, in my opinion, we're all still on track.
Yeah.
the
Then
other
what
thing
have
I
other
have
people
to
been
say
reading?
is
If you want to make your point, go.
What were you saying,
before
Metal?
we
Sorry.
move on.
The other thing is maybe it doesn't have to be a smut stream. Maybe it could just be a smut chat. I know, we are streaming all these, but sometimes that might just have to be something that stays internal.
No, that's fair. Although, to be fair, I think we could get some very clippable moments out of an entire smut stream.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because people are going to say some shit. Myself
Like I said,
included in that.
We're waiting for me to read it on stream, so you can very much talk about shit the moment that happens.
Oh no, remember, Clover has said that you have to do it in the Mickey Mouse voice.
Right, okay.
Wait,
Just to make it
is
so
this
much
the
worse.
stream I'm gonna be forced to sit through?
Absolutely. If I've got to be forced to sit through Mickey Mouse Akatar, you've also got to be forced to sit through
okay.
Mickey
I'm
Mouse
sorry.
Akatar.
I thought this was gonna be the Sam and I get forced to read through smut. I thought that
Oh
was
no,
the
yeah,
stream.
he's got to read it out loud. And now it's been added on that he should read it out loud as Mickey Mouse.
No, I think we'll do bits where I'll read it
We'll
for
do
like a
bits.
minute in a voice.
Yeah, you're not allowed to read too much out loud, especially not on stream, without
No,
getting in trouble.
Yeah, I think you couldn't read the whole thing. You'd have to just read snippets. We'll get people to ask
I double-checked.
which chapters they'd like bits out of. So if any of you in the chat know
voices,
we could do swap of voices. We could do Kermit the Frog and all sorts.
Oh no,
That was
I
going
think he meant
Scooby-Doo
multiple
edition.
readers.
my main knowledge of Court of the Roses is just that one guy on TikTok who ends up doing freaking like 4 different voices that you read a few different
Including Kronk.
phrases and pages. Well, the Kronk one's my favorite
No,
because
the
I love Patrick Warburton.
My list of
Yeah.
voices extends from Mickey Mouse to Kermit to
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the guy who does
Um,
the voices reading smut stuff on TikTok, or rather one of them, he
Yeah, it's
does
TikTok.
Kronk, and it's freaking hilarious every time. Hello, child.
Hello.
Hello,
Kronk
Jubilee.
and Gilbert Gottfried are my favorites.
Okay, so before we're going to be going to a break soon, so I will re-ask the first question and we'll just do what books are you currently reading? If anyone wants to chime in with something they're reading at the moment.
I'm still working.
I'm not reading. But say I'm not reading at the moment.
If anyone wants to chime in one at a time. 3 people speak all at once.
It's hard to do it on chat because you never know who's about to start speaking.
It's
Okay, well, I'm gonna go. Cyber has started first. So, what book are you currently reading?
I'm still making my way through the 86 light novels. I would love to start reading Solo Leveling. And honestly, I've been putting it off for ages, but I really do need to read Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archives.
11,000
I've had
books
the
that have come
books.
out in the last year.
I've had them for ages, and I have been avoiding them just because it's not been right. And I've heard they are some of his best works, and I know for a fact that considering how much I love Mistborn, that reading them would be incredibly good. I just don't know if I could read them as is now. So, but yeah, that's my current sort of list of things.
Awesome. And Chili?
So I'm not reading anything right now. I've got to order them. So I've read on Kindle U, and I just haven't done my subscription on Kindle U. Or I would currently be reading The Final Goodbye by Brittany Sahin, and that's number 5 from her Hidden Truth series. But I'm ordering them off Amazon. I like getting the paperbacks now. I like the physical books. That's just me. I love the physical books. So I'm actually ordering either next week or the week after next, depending on my paychecks. The Final Goodbye, On the Edge, and one other book from that same series that Brittany Sahin, the second series that Brittany Sahin wrote after the Hidden Truths. But I just literally last night, probably around think it was 7 or 8 o'clock when I posted on the chat that I just finished Surviving the Fall, and I'd only been reading it for about 24 hours. So I just finished Surviving the Fall.
Riku has put in chat that they are reading The Way of Kings, and they also want to read the 86 light novels as well. So
Yeah. No, the 86 light novels are amazing. I'm up to book 5 at the minute. Book 1 covers the entire, I want to say the first season of the anime. Book 2 and 3, I think the second. And then you start learning more about everything going on after that. Don't actually know if we're getting the anime series. I really hope we do, because just absolutely insane.
realized that my chat box is not working.
The Way of Kings is that's Mistborn, I want to say, isn't it?
No, but it's Sanderson.
No, Way of
isn't it?
Kings. Why do I know that one?
Because it's Sanderson.
Yeah, it is Sanderson.
Oh yeah, that is the
That's Stormlight.
yeah, it is Stormlight. So yeah, that is the Stormlight as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's fine.
Noodles
Yeah, Stormlight one.
also, before we jump to metal, I guess, but Noodles also said that Lord of the Rings staked A Vampire's Tale, and they also started Ice Planet Barbarians, which is the book I was supposed to read, but it wasn't on Google Play.
Ice Planet Barbarians has randomly become very popular, and I'm not going to be cruel and blame it on Meg, but
we are blaming it
that
on
has
Meg.
definitely picked up some traction. I've just come to the realization that for some reason my chat box isn't working,
Oh no, it isn't.
and I have no idea why that is, but we're going to try and figure that out. So I
The
do
chat box
apologise.
on Discord or
No, on the stream there should be that
Oh.
giant box next to the
Should
animals
that's
is
what that box is
supposed to
for.
have chat running up and down it, and it isn't, and it's taken me an
Oh
hour
my god.
to realize that it's missing.
You're sick. It's okay.
I honestly, I'll be honest, I didn't even notice. I've got the Twitch pulled up on my computer so I can be, watch at the same time. Because by the way, I love your setup. And I was like, oh, there's a big box there. I wonder what that's for. Now I know.
It's a mirror.
Okay.
For now.
It's now. No, I know what I've done. I am
Silly.
dozy. Bear with me a moment. I changed my overlays today, and I forgot to add the chat box onto the new overlay because I am dozy.
That's okay.
Also,
welcome back, Wizard.
Yes,
Thanks.
welcome back, Wizard.
Perfect
I think it's
timing.
on here because we just started
So-
talking about Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yes. And you
Wow.
are a resident, what do you call it? Expert on ice.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the resident expert. I think we all can
this
look
call-
at Discord and we all know who that is. I'm not going to call him out by name, just
No,
but we all know who
in
that
this
is.
call, you're the resident expert.
Yeah, that's what I read this week. I'm halfway through the second one. And there was a lot of that. I don't have the plumbing for that, but also from the male perspective, because there's some added accoutrements that
We're
make
bringing out the
the
big ones
device
today.
more like a bad dragon item than anything I
God.
would be familiar with handling. So that was interesting. But it's interesting that the paranormal romance books that I've read are a lot more like smut. Maybe it's just the ones that I'm picking up and reading, but it might just be a me thing. Than some of these other ones. Like I think of, when I think of like a smut book, I think of, Anita Blake, like the Meredith Gentry series, where she's a fae who requires sex to keep her life force up. Or the vampire hunter ones, where she's a vampire hunter, but also she has to have sex with a bunch of vampires.
Wait, is that the one
Oh,
shy
that
twice
one! I
bitten?
read that in a really long time. I
Is
forgot.
that the
They're
series
really
that's
old.
been
Yeah, they're like
living in our
old.
bookshelf forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, Laurel K. Hamilton. They're swell. They're certainly more smut than and more
They're more
Wait,
smart than story.
wait. We're tagged for language. Yeah, there's a lot more partners in some of these books. You know, I mean, there are five
Yeah.
sums, which might be more of what someone was looking for. Something that was a little bit more smutty. That might be what you're looking for. And in those ones, you know, plumbing or not, I had no problem getting the intended effect from the author.
Enjoying.
Yes, well, yeah, sure.
Right. If someone could do me a very quick favor and write something in chat.
They've been
No, it's
writing
still
in
not
chat.
coming up.
No,
Still not coming up.
it's really vague.
Oh no, it is. It's really light. Hang on, that might be. That's my
Color's
fault.
wrong.
Yeah.
No, it's
Not-
because of where I've
It's
got
layered,
it.
isn't it?
What's it called? It's that one. I think I need to drag it up.
Is it the opacity that you've messed up or something?
No, it's just
But,
in
like,
the wrong place. Bear with
Ice
me.
Planet Barbarians, maybe
There we
3
go.
or maybe 4 smutty scenes across a
Okay.
6-hour audiobook. Not, you know, it's
There we
not
go.
dense. It's not, you know, well. I mean, there's world building that I'm actually kind of curious to see what the author does with. But you know, it's just a kind of like a fun romance book with an alien that has a multi-pronged-ish appendage and horns.
Dude's an
Hello,
echidna.
Shady.
Kind of like that. I was thinking
Yeah,
more
dude's
like
an
your
echidna. They have
standard.
penis heads. They look like
Yeah,
the
I think they
fucking
call it
claw
this,
machines
like-
in arcades.
Well, it's not that bad. This is more like your standard. It's like the author took great inspiration from a personal device that she owned, with a little rabbit on the top.
It actually, it also actually sounds like the appendage from one of the characters in one of the books I'm reading.
And what is it that you're currently
I'm-
reading, Metal?
Currently, I am reading book 4 of the Magical Fusion series by Jonathan Leach. However, the character I am referencing with the appendage is actually from Everybody Loves Large Chests by Ivan Eliev.
I have to check something really quick.
Do you want to jump in with what you're reading, Jubilee?
Yeah, sure. Right now I'm reading, because I have to read this out loud because I don't even know what I'm reading half the time. Mother of Death and Dawn, which is the 3rd installment by Carissa Broadbent. It's really nice. It's really good books. I just started the 3rd one, and the 2nd one ended in like everything's horrible. Like the guy is getting tortured, and the girl's like somewhere on the other side of the world, and she can't save him or something. Yeah. So I'm wondering where this series will end. It'll be very interesting. And I listen to all my books because I have a baby and I don't have time to pick up an actual physical book half of the time. So I only listen to audiobooks now.
Same, because
How
I
did you
spent
find transitioning?
14 hours driving.
I can't hear it if you both talk.
Metal, you go first.
I was saying I'm the same way. I do audiobooks because I basically now spend about 14 hours of my day driving. So that is
Yeah, that makes sense.
How did you find transitioning from physical books to audiobooks?
So the first time I listened to an audiobook, it was like a big adjustment, but that was with my first baby, and I was like, I just want to read. I just want to relax, but I was breastfeeding the entire time. It took so much time. I couldn't pick up an actual physical book, so I just forced my way through it, the first one, and then I actually started enjoying it while I was listening. And yeah, that's how I just basically forced myself into listening. And then now I enjoy it so much that I'm also dyslexic, so it's actually the way I prefer listening and reading books now, which is funny because at first I really didn't consider audiobooks to be actually reading, and now I do. It's funny how that changes.
and I'm on the same too. It took me a bit to get into the audiobooks. My personal way I did it was I actually started with a audiobook series that I already read, and basically did an audiobook as a reread of it.
Yeah.
Do
Mhm.
you
See,
do you not
that's-
find? Does it not? Do you not feel like it takes away from the fact that you lose the ability of making up how the character sounds and or anything like
Well,
that?
you get used to it, and also like I don't have a choice. It's either listen to audiobooks or not read books, like at all, or well, not at all, but not a lot, not as much as I would like.
Now that you've done both, if you had the choice, the free reign to choose between one or the other, which would you go for?
Both, just both. Like for some
Yeah.
books, I would choose the physical books, and for other books, I would choose the audiobooks. And
I
sometimes,
can-
like, there's a book I want to read, and then the voice really annoys or irritates me, and then I would just pick up the physical book, I guess. And
I find
yeah.
for me, I'm okay with certain books if I know them and I can get on with the narrator. I'm fine with an audiobook. If I don't like the narrator, I will look to see if they have like an acted version, because I think casted audiobooks are fantastic.
Yeah, I love
and
graphic audios. They're great.
There's a thing that we have here in the UK, and I don't know if it is a thing in other countries, but we have a radio station that plays on quite a lot.
Really?
Yeah, so it's called
Yeah,
BBC
I
Radio
know
4.
we don't have that.
And
It's really good.
Yeah, we don't have that.
you can listen to different plays or like comedy acts and things like that, and they are obviously they're acted, they're all scripted out. It's not one person just reading things. And so I grew up with those sorts of things on the radio.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with listening to something where there's multiple voices. So again, like with ACOTAR or with Fourth Wing, I've enjoyed listening to the casted versions because I just didn't get on with listening to someone read it out loud to me, because then my brain's like, hang on, I've missed something, I need to rewind and go back. And whereas at least with a book I could go at my own speed, or I could, I wasn't thinking, oh shoot, I've zoned out, I've got to pause and rewind. If I zone out reading a book, I just don't move.
Yep.
So yeah, I would say for that, if you're going to try moving to audiobooks, because especially if you've got a lot to do, it's great to just put them on.
Yeah.
I know people who sleep with audiobooks on because they just like the idea of like a story being told in the background.
It's yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that-
I usually put it like
Very much
I only have to put
depends
my audiobook
on
on
the
for like
story.
10 minutes, and then I'm out.
Yeah, I think it very much
Just
depends
put on my
on the
timer for
story.
10 minutes. Yeah.
I'm also going to quickly shout out Honey Badger. It's her first time in our chat. And yes, you poor soul, you are not escaping Ice Planet Barbarians no matter where you go. It is going to follow you forever.
I would like to also say that one of the full casted ones that I found that I really enjoy is Sound Good Theater. They are the ones that actually did the Dungeon Crawler Carl series that I told Badger about.
So amazingly done.
You too, Dungeon Crawler Carl?
The Dungeon Crawler Carl, yes, they did just the fan. I mean, I don't even want to read the other books because I just want the audiobook. It's so well done with different people, the sounds, and it really conveys the book, and it's so much more worth it than when you get like the TikTok voice reader.
Oh, agreed.
Oh.
And did you already listen to the immersion tunnel then?
To the what?
They're calling it the audio immersion tunnel. It's basically a retelling of those. So they did all the audiobooks with Jeff Days and slowly added a full cast, and they're going back and redoing it all with the full cast, sound effects, music, everything, and they're calling it the audio immersion tunnel.
Oh,
that's
that sounds.
one that I
want
listened to,
them to
because
do that
mine
with
had-
Outlander so bad.
Mine had there was like probably 5 or 6 voice actors or actresses and sound effects, and it was just swell and silly to boot.
Anything graphic audio. It's called graphic audio. Anything by graphic audio is pretty good.
Yeah, we most of the books I read, I've listened to some of the audios for them, and the author gets a female reader for her female POV and a male reader for her male POV, and those have been great for me. I've never tried a full-on graphic audio where it's several different cast members for different characters, but she has managed to find such amazing narrators for her books. One in particular was just great, and he has stuck around with her. He's been on her covers for her books, a couple of her covers for her books for different characters, and he's just great. He has such a smooth voice, and he grabs your attention with his one character to the point that she has done videos with him. He has come in and promoted for her, but she has managed to find such amazing narrators. So I love listening to audiobooks, but I do have to read the book physically myself first before I can commit to listening to an audio, because that's just how my brain is programmed.
In that sense, I would highly, if you wanted to give a try to straight into audiobooks, I would definitely highly recommend that Dungeon Crawler Horror audio tunnel, because they even go as far as stopping the narration of the book itself to do a commercial for something in the world itself that was not included in the books.
Oh, wow.
That is like deep immersion.
It's legitimately acting like, because the book itself is basically post-apocalyptic. Aliens come, they're going to harvest the world for resources. They give the Earth a chance to go through a dungeon in order to reclaim their resources. But that whole dungeon is broadcast to the rest of the universe. So what they tried to do is make it like you are seeing it as the broadcast point of view, rather than the main character's point of view, while still adding that I'm Carl, here's my thought processes.
That's really cool. That's such a unique take.
I'm going to take a really quick second to say thank you for the follow, Misabi.
She's one of my friends.
Thank you very much. And also, just to let you know that we do have, to celebrate hitting affiliate, we have a giveaway going for your very own Book Nook. If you don't know what a Book Nook is, it's a kind of a puzzle piece that you build that represents like a library or something, has little lights in it, and it sits in your bookcase to pretty it up a bit. The one that we've got going is a Magic Library Book Nook.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
You're in the chance to win that. I am trying to work out how you get points for it. So for now, I'm going to work out if I can give points to people, if it lets me, which it hasn't. I love streaming. Streaming is so much fun. And nothing works the way I want it to. But yeah, so we are having a giveaway. Everyone who follows automatically gets a place in the giveaway, and we will be calling that at the end of the month. So definitely make sure, if you're not already, hit us with the follow button, and you could be in with a chance to win your own Book Nook. I am also deeply obsessed with the Trash Panda vibes. It has become my entire personality.
Love it.
We have we have trash tokens, or your channel points that you can earn. We've got Trash Panda emojis. Obviously, I am a Trash Panda. So
considering we've been together 2 years, I can confirm you are very much a Trash Panda.
Absolutely. I am 100% a Trash Panda. And I'm going to thank you, Ems, who is my oldest daughter. Oh, Lord. I have water too. I prepared this evening for this. She has requested I stretch, which I did, and I stretched too hard. And you know when your eyesight goes funny when you stretch?
Mm-hmm.
Or that might just be a me thing. But yeah,
Nope,
I
that's not
stretched-
just
I
you.
stretched-
That is not just you.
I got the M's redeemed stretched and was like, oh my god, I'm blind. So I can say that I definitely did that part. See, I live in the UK and we don't have raccoons here in the wild, but I did find out the other day that
You're
you are
lucky.
legally allowed to own them in the UK. So if anyone wants to like ship one over to me, I will be very, very happy.
Wait, you're not allowed to have
no, you
what?
wouldn't.
No, I absolutely would. I'm one of those crazy
Such
women you
mean
hear
little
about.
things.
Yeah,
She found a
So wait.
hedgehog in the garden and
Yep.
kidnapped it.
Wait, so you said it's legal in the UK to own a raccoon?
yes.
Okay,
Speaking.
so that to me that is crazy because in most states in the United States, I think in all states in the United States, it is actually illegal to own a pet raccoon unless you have the proper certifications and all this stuff.
Unless you have the
So
proper
that's
bin for them
crazy
live
to
in.
me.
Yeah, no, we're legally allowed to own them. As long as obviously
And,
they're
and it's even
registered
it's
with
illegal
a vet and things
to
like that.
the point where it's illegal to the point where the DE's
And
We
spoil a
got
raccoon.
unfortunately we got none of that metal.
Okay, I'm switching over to computer from my phone, so I'll
Do it.
see you guys in a minute.
See you in a moment.
Wait, how do I log out on my phone? I don't.
I can
don't know how to-
disconnect you if that's easier.
Oh wait, no, I found it.
You got it. But yeah, they are absolutely adorable, and I want
They are
them.
adorable.
We have there is
My daughter would want a red panda versus a raccoon, but
there's a zoo here that has two that have worked out how to escape. So they escape, break into local houses, steal stuff out of the fridge and the cupboards, and then take themselves back again at the end of the evening. And I'm just like, you are entirely my spirit animal, and I want millions of you in my life. Because I too want to break out of my house, go and steal stuff from people, and then just go home when I'm finished.
With the added benefit of getting
You've
taken
got
care
to
of when you're
understand,
there.
For me to get her to do things because of the ADHD, I have to reward her with little shiny things.
Absolutely. I heard about the raid on the guy's house with his squirrel and his raccoon, and I think that is heartbreaking.
it really was. But
We're definitely not going to get political in any way, shape, or form. But if there were any reason to storm the government, it is absolutely over those two cute, adorable.
There is
little
only one
animals.
reason the death penalty should be used, and it is
Absolutely. It is to avenge the
to
squirrel and the
avenge the
raccoon.
squirrel and the raccoon.
Absolutely.
I can completely agree with that.
I
Take
zoned
it's
out for 2
our-
minutes and I am confused. How did we catapult away from book talk?
That is a
Misa
good
B-
question.
Misa B put in chat, deeply obsessed with the Trash Panda vibes and set
Oh,
me off
okay,
on a
okay.
tangent.
Okay, no, I did. Carry on the tangent. I enjoy these. You know I enjoy these. I just didn't know
We're,
how we ended up here.
It is very funny
ADHD.
because the dynamic of the relationship is she is a trash panda and I am a red panda because I am ginger and very cuddly. And
You are not a red panda. This is
I
a
am no
lie.
longer a red panda in
You are
here.
not a red panda, you are a goose.
I am a goose in here, but in life,
No, you're a goose
In
to me
life, I
too.
am-
You have
am
been
I-
a
am I-
goose for a very
am
long
I still
time.
a silly goose? Okay.
You have always been and will
I-
always be
I am
a silly
obsessed with red
goose.
pandas though. I am obsessed.
My daughter is
No.
obsessed with a red panda as well. She has had a red panda stuffy since she was about 1 year old. And when I tell you, they were watching an animal documentary in, I think, kindergarten in her kindergarten class, and she is the only child who literally looked at the animal documentation or annual document thing they were watching, and kid you not goes, "That's a red panda." And her teacher had never talked about red pandas. Everyone else thought it was just a red raccoon. And she goes, "No, that's a red panda. I know what that is. I have one at home. I have a stuffy. It's a red panda that I call Little Red Panda." My daughter is obsessed with red pandas.
I have a mug in the shape of a red panda.
You
I
do.
have a
Do not let
t-shirt.
my
I have
daughter
a-
see that mug. She will
Mm.
try to find you and steal it.
I have a
She is
T-shirt that
right.
says "Easily Distracted by Red Pandas" and has a red panda on it.
You do.
I need
All
I do.
one.
courtesy of me.
Yes, you have indulged the red panda.
You might have to
obsession.
send me where you got that shirt because I might need to get it for my daughter.
I will send them to you. But also, to be
Please.
fair, I'm gonna plug Amazon because Amazon is my best friend.
Sell out.
100%.
We're
We already
on
had
Twitch.
we had this
They're
conversation.
a
Well, also yeah,
subsidiary.
I was about to say
Sell
Twitch
out.
is owned by Amazon, so technically speaking, I'm bigging up my own streaming service. Lost my train of thought. That was ADHD in a nutshell.
Plug
Just
Amazon
died.
due
Yes.
to
If
stuff.
you write in whatever animal it is you love and then merch, you will find so much stuff. It's unreal. And if you don't find anything you like on Amazon, do the same thing on Etsy. And you will thank me. Because, yeah, we have mugs and t-shirts and Christmas ornaments and stickers and notebooks and pens and pencils and just about everything you can think of with some animal or another on it, courtesy of whichever one of the children Sai or myself is in love with. You did. My oldest daughter got me a raccoon mug in my Halloween boo basket that she made me for my birthday, which is very sweet of her.
That's great. That is adorable. So okay, so I told you Misa is a friend of mine. I invited her to watch the stream on Twitch. She messaged me while we were talking, and her message was I broke them. She goes, I can't come into a place where there's a trash panda, and or she said, can't put me in a place where there's a trash panda and not expect me to get everyone talking about trash pandas.
I'm glad
Well-
you rephrased that because my brain made a stupid joke.
Yep. Nope.
If Misa would like to know, there is a thing I don't know if you're on PC or not. I don't know how it works on mobile, but if you're on PC and you hover your mouse over the stream, you will have a little thing come up at the side that says SA for stream avatars. If you click on that, you can choose to have a little avatar that runs along the bottom of the screen, and there is a raccoon option in there.
My gosh, that is adorable. I'm sure I know she's probably still watching, so I'm sure she heard that. And I don't know, she may or may not do it. I don't know. But
And
that's
Riku,
adorable.
your 4-year-old is like me because I will also try and feed wild animals and try and coax them back into my house quite often. A wild animal is just an animal that hasn't been loved enough.
Do you still have the hedgehog?
We don't. He has been rehomed he's been reintegrated into the wild. But yes, I did. I went out to the shop one night and I came back with a hedgehog. A live hedgehog.
From the garden.
Exactly. If not friend, why friend shaped? 100%. Wildlife
great.
is too cute to not be loved by me. Constantly.
You got a lot of different wildlife than what we got around here.
Well, so I figured this out the other
Yeah.
day. We have a lot of similar wildlife. Or we have our version of it. So our version, I think, of raccoons is probably badgers. Though... No, actually, no, it probably is, because they're also vicious.
Mm-hmm.
But look
Mhm.
cute.
Your badgers are a lot less vicious than ours, I think, though.
Are you talking about, like, honey badgers? 'Cause I didn't think you got those in the States.
We don't have honey badgers in the States.
Yeah, honey badgers are terrifying creatures.
They are really terrifying. Now, I think the most around where I live, I'm not going to say it's the most terrifying thing, but I live in a neighborhood, so we don't see as very much of the more dangerous coyotes that are around here. Because I live in a neighborhood, they're not nearly as popular right here in where I centrally live in this part of Alabama. However, we did see a fox in our backyard the other day.
Do you have foxes in the US?
We do have foxes, and my husband saw it in the backyard about a week ago, and I actually saw it running across the road, running across our dead end a couple of days later, and it is a fairly nice sized fox, but we have to be careful because our cat is an outside inside cat. So I have to be very careful. And she's probably about the same size as that fox. But she will not use the bathroom in a litter box at all. So we cannot let her stay in the house because she refuses to use the litter box. And she refuses to stay inside. She'll dart between your legs in about 5 seconds flat if you open the door. But, yeah, first time seeing a fox was when we moved to this particular house. But yeah, we do have foxes out here.
So when we lived in Philly, we had a colony of feral cats that we would feed. And it was not uncommon for us to come home and find an entire family of skunks eating our cat food, including a couple of raccoons. The squirrels would eat it. So yeah.
we don't really have skunks, and we don't have possums.
Oh, possums are the
possums.
best.
I love possums.
See, we don't have most of that either, though. But we got like rattlesnakes and vicious creatures.
We have like garden snakes and garter snakes and adders, but nothing particularly vicious.
Yeah, we have garden and garter snakes. Every other snake you want to think of. Yeah, we got it.
What else do we have? I don't know how we've ended up here.
But speaking of cute and cuddly animals, I have been meaning to reread the Redwall series. Did any of you read those or remember those?
I thought you were gonna bring up Watership Down, and I'm glad you didn't.
Cruelty. Very cruel to bring up.
No, Redwall. Do you remember those? Anyone else read those growing up? No.
No, I don't
think it. Yeah, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
We've talked about them before, actually, but it's a while back, and we realized that we had not actually read them.
Oh, he's even a British writer.
There are a lot of British writers.
Brian Jacques.
Like a lot of British writers.
Yeah, he does the Redwall series, and there's probably a at least 20 something of them now, but they're all set, and they're like it's like a medieval fantasy kind of setting, but with the actual little creatures. So you get like mice and squirrels and badgers and.
Yes, I do know these.
Yes.
Not from the books, but I think I know them from the TV show.
From like the 80s or 90s or something. Yeah.
1999 to 2002. God, that makes me feel old.
The Last Dragon Chronicles.
Yeah, so I've been rereading a bunch of the things that I read growing up. I feel like this is probably a good one that could be revisited soon.
Oh, I've read this. Sorry. Yes, I have read these.
Like I reread the Tamara Pierce books a little while back, and those were really enjoyable. Which, by the way, if anyone is looking for a strong female lead character for a teenage daughter or whatever, Tamara Pierce has some great books.
I'm now wondering if I've mucked up someone with my stream avatars thing, so I do apologize because it doesn't seem to be working, and that just seems to be the theme for tonight. I'm going to rename this chat to technical difficulties.
What do you mean they're not working?
They're not working, they're not coming up. There should be little animals wandering around the bottom of the stream with people's names on them, and they are not here, and I don't know why. It says it's waiting for my avatar, and I don't understand. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't like me. That sounds legit. Why are you refusing to work? So that might be one for the next stream. Because things dislike me.
So what all non-smut are y'all reading or planning to read? If that's even part of your reading repertoire.
I don't know if it's smut yet, because I'm only 14 chapters in, but I'm currently reading Ica. Which is it
It will probably contain smut.
Yeah. So far it hasn't, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
There is. I read the first book of the series. I have not read the other ones because I was also in the middle of reading another series, and I was just kind of waiting for the next book to come out. But I did try this one series, and I'm gonna have to look it up on Amazon again because I can't remember what the name of it was called. But it is a Christian romance, and of course, no spice, no smut in it. It's just very it would be a good romance for starting like a probably a teenager on. Like if you're a teenager, if you had a teenager who wanted to read romance and start reading romance, that would probably be a good series to put them on because there is nothing really inappropriate about it. And as soon as I find the name of the series, I will share it with y'all. But I do want to read some of those again because it was a good plot. It looks like it's going to be mostly, again, military romances, which is kind of my theme. So, I'm gonna have to find the name of it, but there is a Christian romance series out there that I want to read. And I've read a couple of Christian romance series that I've really enjoyed, but they've got to be good plot. If they're not good plot, I'll throw it away.
Okay, I think I've figured it out, and it is just me being dippy as all heck.
Next book I'm probably gonna read, unless I get stuck in the ACOTAR trenches, is The Peripheral by William Gibson.
Ooh, Gibson.
I really like Gibson. I really like the Peripheral Amazon Prime series, and I was like, cool. They leave us on a cliffhanger. This seems really interesting. Please tell me they make a season 2, and then I got the no, they're not making a season 2, and I went like, well, fine. So that's the next book.
Nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed him. Yeah, like I've seen Neuromancer and whatnot. It just like
Neuromancer was the thing that got me into
Cute little animals.
cyberpunky sci-fi stuff.
Yeah,
Did you do Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash?
Ah, see, this is on the list. The list is long. But yeah, it's on there. I read Cryptonomicon by Neil Stephenson and got incredibly super hooked. I think that's Neil Stephenson. Let's see if I'm horribly wrong.
I am rereading Daughter of the Empire by Raymond E. Feast and his wife Jane Wirtz.
I'm a big Feist fan.
Mm-hmm.
He did the Rift War Saga, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, this is Daughter
The
of the Empire.
companion piece.
It's the world on the other side of the Rift War.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's it hits. This might honestly be my second favorite book series of all time because it hits all of the like political intrigue stuff. With like backstabs and clever characters and an incredibly powerful female main character who
She's
is
amazing.
fucking amazing. Yeah.
Mara is freaking brilliant. This
and
is
it's
probably my 14th or 15th time reading this book.
it's good. I really like the series.
I say when you can read a book that many times and it's good, then it's a good book.
Yeah, I read it in Swedish in my teens. And then it was 6 books. Now and then when we got a bit older, we got the books in English. And now it's only 3 books instead of 6. Still have the Swedish ones though.
Do we? Yeah, we do.
Not throwing those away. Those are literal shelf trophies now. just there to look pretty.
So Sam, what are you gonna read after 86?
I need to get through it first. I will see what takes my fancy. I think having Sanderson stuff to go through, I know I should read that. I want to, like I said, like the Last Dragon Chronicles as well has been the another one that has kind of been on mine to reread. So I read those when I was younger, and I'm currently on a what's the word I'm looking for? Don't even know what to think. What the word is. It's escaping me. I'm reliving childhood things at the minute.
Introspection.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia, that's the word.
Ah.
So yeah, just I don't know. We'll see what takes the cake at the end of it.
There we go. We now have animals walking along the bottom of the stream.
We do.
Yay.
Oh, he's so
Well,
cute.
I'm also contemplating rereading The Wheel of Time. I don't know why. This
Why
keeps
would
on
you do that to yourself?
No, you don't understand. I really like the series. I vehemently disagree with your take on what is not even a fifth of the first book. We will have words. Either way.
I'll let you have words.
But like it's also, I know if I start that series, I will push through it until I'm done, and that is an incredibly large commitment. It is so long.
I mean, each of the books are like 30 hours on audiobook.
Yeah, and
700 pages.
Yeah, so like I can chew through one of those books if I'm uninterrupted in 1.5, 2 days, because apparently I'm not my house spouse and I don't inhale books. Which means, is it 14 books? That's a month uninterrupted reading.
Right, and that's probably not happening.
Yeah, no, so that's basically a year. That's a
Yeah.
year I have to put away.
But you don't read. How many pages did we?
16,000 pages in a month. No, I don't.
Yes,
Quick
just for the
question.
people
Was
who
it?
are unaware of that, we ran a pages read competition a couple of months ago, and the sheer amount of pages that Unilaw read blew everybody else in the competition out of the water, to the point where we actually think that she read more than the next two people combined. And they didn't read a small amount. So,
Yeah, so according to what I still have, I read 12,782 pages.
Oh, okay.
I think by the end you were around the 14,000 point.
Yeah, I think
that
so
might
too.
be true.
I don't think I updated my own.
And how many letters per page is that? 2, 3 letters?
More.
And is
it was.
this?
Sorry, no, it was. First place was 11,996 pages.
Yes.
The person in second place was 4,129, and third place was 2,753.
Yeah, I
so you
almost
did
doubled.
read more than both of them combined, and nearly both of them combined double.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. So was this a competition of how much you could read in like a month or something?
Was that
Yeah,
sorry,
how
what,
much you
Roger?
can read in a month. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it was how many pages you could read in a month, and we worked out.
So we did
for all the different.
One manga or webcomic chapter counted for 15 pages.
Yeah, we worked out what all of the. If you were reading fan fiction, it would count as for however many words you read would count, like this many words would count as a page. Obviously, if you're reading a book, it was purely by the number of pages you read.
For fanfiction, it was
Audiobooks
every
was
233 words was page.
yeah, and then audiobooks, it was like a chapter equal this many pages, and we sat and worked it out. And yeah, she read nearly 12,000 pages in a month.
You gotta do that again and figure out how the audiobook's translating, because
Oh, I have it for audiobooks, and it's definitely going to be in the roster for competitions again. Now that we've got a funding stream for prizes, there's definitely going to be more competitions, more events, and more giveaways. Got to keep you guys interested.
Out of curiosity, wasn't there someone in the group that was rereading or starting the Dresden Files?
I am.
am.
I am on book 3 now.
That answers that question.
I re-listened to book 1 in less than a day. I read.
All right, let me know when you're about 6 or 7 in, and I'll start my re-listen through, because I'll probably catch way the hell back up.
Yeah.
That book series also made me realize that I can probably listen to an audiobook on my travel back to and from work. That's probably gonna work. But if I'm near anything that allows for me to do something else while I'm reading, I'm gonna do that, which means I lose focus on the book, unfortunately.
Whereas I can do other things and listen to.
I do want to also say this, that Dresden was one of the audiobooks I got started into, because it was one of my favorite series. And I have to say that the narrator, James Marsters, is one of my absolute favorites.
No, he's fucking amazing. But I lose focus because I start going like, okay, so I can do stuff while I'm doing this, and then generally that isn't just fiddling around on my computer with something I'm doing. It turns into a mini project, and then the project takes precedent.
Well, the first book was one of the books I listened to during the night, because I need sounds during the night. So I really enjoyed that book.
But yeah, like I said, lately my audiobook thing is definitely been where if I'm in the truck, I'm listening to an audiobook. So yeah, this is probably the largest break that I've had from listening to an audiobook since I've been in the truck.
The Tower of Power series by Ian.
Yes, Misa James Marsters, as in Spike.
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
Wait, sorry. What book does he do?
Spike.
The Dresden Files.
Okay.
Has an amazing voice. Like
yes,
very.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
No.
I wanna listen to their new podcast. Speaking of Spike, Amazon is doing a new pod continuing in the Buffy universe with Spike and Drusilla and a couple of other people.
Just, I don't know if you've heard of the series Wizards, but it's a wizard living in modern day Chicago who basically solves murders and fights vampires.
Oh yeah. I've read a couple of the books. I just didn't realize that's what's going on with the audiobooks.
So apparently they couldn't get Mercers for one of the books. It was Ghost Story, and the fan base hated it so much that they actually made Mercers re-record it after he did another book, so that they could actually re-release it under his narration.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
So when you do go look for the audiobooks, realize Ghost Story you may accidentally grab the wrong narrator for Ghost Story.
Okay.
If you do need any help finding any audiobooks, let me know. I can share some links.
My library always has a ton of stuff.
But I started reading manga earlier today, and just the names of these stories are just insane sometimes. But the S-class hunter doesn't want to be a villainous princess, and it's just brilliant. And she dies 58 times because she tries to win in a tower of power situation and gets reincarnated into a different story, and she just wants to come back home to her dog,
Oh,
which is named Cerberus.
So are you a fan of the isekai stuff then?
Yeah,
um, mm, mm,
short
mm,
answer is yes.
this book
Okay,
is
later
so
later on we will talk because I have a lot of books for that.
Feel free. I brought
Basically, any of the lit RPG books that are out now, you'll enjoy then.
pretty much.
Yeah, no, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
The reason we're gonna have a lit RPG book club session later this
year.
Yeah,
year.
that's in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure I am part of that. Like for real.
My issue with Une starting to like isekai has nothing to do with the genre. I like the genre. The genre is enjoyable. I started watching that way before she did. My issue is that she's been giving me shit for the art style I've been watching in anime for so many fucking years, and now I walk over to her computer and I see the cutesiest fucking shit I have ever seen, and I go like, you gave me shit for this for years. How?
20 years ago.
It doesn't matter. I am a spiteful fucking bitch. You know this.
Yes. So
Guys aren't supposed to watch cutesy. It's only for the girls.
I
I
watch
couldn't
cutesy
watch
stuff.
cutesy stuff
Leave me
when
alone.
I was younger.
I'm about to say that's the other way around. The guys like the cutesy, we're just like, no.
No, I started
No.
watching.
My first anime series that I knew was anime was actually children's. So
I mean, the first anime I watched that I knew was anime was Sailor Moon, because I could watch that after school on TV. It was very easy access, but yeah.
the only reason I count that one as my first is because it's also the first one I searched out myself, as well as the first one I actually finished.
So we always do this since we're nearing the end, I assume? Question mark. And I'm reading through all of the questions, and I found one I actually want an answer to, which is, what is your ideal reading setup? Do you have a cozy spot or a favorite drink to go with your books?
I'm going to be massively stereotypically English.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be tea.
That's the
Preferably
drink.
breakfast tea. And
with the microwave?
No, not with the back. Metal, you and I can have fallout today. You came at me with the microwave earlier, and now you're
Not
going
even
at
like a nice herbal. It has to be like a breakfast specifically.
No, for me, it has to be.
There is only one type of tea, and it is
It's
Harrogate
not-
Yorkshire tea, and that
It's
is
not
it.
the only type of tea.
It is. It
Not
is.
the
Every
only
other tea
type
is a
of tea.
lie.
No,
Every
it's
other tea
not.
is a lie.
There's only one type of tea, and that is.
If you say sweet tea, I swear to God, if you say
Lipton?
sweet tea,
Okay. Wait. I want an answer to the fucking question. Do not tangent. Please.
Give me an armchair,
Mhm.
especially like one of those big swivelly cuddle
Oh.
chairs, a blanket, candles, and a cup of tea or a hot chocolate. That is my acceptables.
Nice. Chili?
And
Do I have? Well, I think the two places that I really enjoy reading a book is number one is gonna be either my bed or the couch end that's nearest my fireplace, especially if it's winter and I actually got the fireplace going. Then I'm going to be sitting in front of the fireplace if I can. My drink though is it's coffee, 100% coffee, milk, creamer, sugar. That's my go-to.
Sam?
Has to be somewhere quiet. Which I just make it quiet by putting my headphones on. That's really the only requirement for me, is I can read. I don't know if I have an ideal. I've not really thought about an ideal place. But yeah.
Red? Sorry, wizard. I meant wizard.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
yeah, you keep
you
putting me off
know-
with the red thing because I'm like, it says foo.
Yes, it's
I mean, yes, and I
red.
do respond to red as well. But I don't know. I guess for me, I got really two spots. I have one of those one of those giant like poof like beanbag things. That's adult male sized, American adult male size, so it works well.
American
and
adult size.
well, I don't know.
Sorry. Oh.
I think it's a different size than like a Swedish adult male. And then the other place I've actually really enjoyed reading now that like Kindles have all the wonderful like waterproofing is just kind of floating in the pool at night. I don't get like a Kindle, glass of scotch, maybe a cigar, and just float around the pool.
I'd be too scared to have even though my phone is water resistant, I'd be too scared to have a phone near a pool.
Yeah,
I
100%.
have one of the Kindles, and I've dropped it many times.
Oh,
What, in the pool?
Yes, the Kindle
And it's still
Paperwhites.
alive?
They have water resistant ones. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that.
That's also my favorite place to watch anime at night.
You'd forget to charge it.
My phone's waterproof now.
See, now that's the funny thing, and this is why I love Kindles. Again, not sponsored. Is that the charge on them lasts so frigging long.
But you read a lot of books and you'd forget to charge it because you
Yeah, but I
forget to
haven't-
charge everything.
I know, but I've forgotten to charge my Kindle for like 4 months, and it's still alive.
It's impressive the
But you
e-ink
don't
display.
currently use your Kindle, and that's my
I'm
point.
using it at the
But it
moment.
doesn't matter. It's alive for 4 months. Pick another goddamn electronic device that's alive for
Yeah,
4
my
months.
phone dies like every
Once
half
a
a
day.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because
Twice
you
a
have
day,
so
something
many.
like
I don't understand how, because mine lasts about 2 and a bit days.
Yeah, but that's because you
You
have
have a
nothing
newer
on
model
your
than me.
phone. You have nothing on your phone, and you're barely on your phone. I am on my
phone
phone
lasts-
24/7.
yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Wait, okay. Tangenting again. Metal?
My recliner with a glass of Dr. Pepper on ice.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, I can get behind that.
I can't.
I'm
Dr.
drinking
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, so
You're
I
all
am
strange.
I am mentally straining myself to not react to the different size males thing here. I don't
Because
even
he
know
called
how.
you small.
Yes, he did. He's the second person in this server who
No,
accidentally
I just-
called me small.
If you look at the average weight of an American male,
Okay,
and you put the
Red-
average weight
Red-
of a Swedish
Red-
male,
Yes,
there is
you
gonna be a
are
little difference.
absolutely statistically correct. You also
Yes, that's
happen
all I'm
to
saying.
talk to a fucking midget.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
What?
am I the one that goes, you smell?
Wait, what?
You're talking to a midget. He's not a tall boy.
I am not tall.
See, so I'm right.
Yeah, yes, I know, right? That doesn't make it feel any better.
There you go.
I know
To go
recently
back
I
to-
said I could drop kick someone. I just trying to remember who it was.
Can I
Probably
just
me.
say that the average height of Americans is shorter than the average height of
Of
Swedish
Swedes.
people?
Yeah, because average height of Swedish people are Viking giants.
It's not my fault all my
Well-
friends are giants.
Well,
Okay?
technically, Cosmos,
Wait,
you
wait,
are
wait,
also
hold
below
on,
the
hold on,
average
hold on.
Swede.
What?
Are you average American height?
I don't
He's
know.
above American average height,
Cool.
but he is
I
below
need to
average
calm
height
down.
of Swedes.
I've got to look at this now. Okay, so the average
Let's
height
say-
for an American male is 5 feet 9 inches.
Huh. Thought it'd be taller, but okay.
So
I mean,
what's the average height for Sweden males?
5'11" and a half.
The average height for Sweden
I
males
thought
is
both of those would
5'11".
be higher.
Yeah,
Is
that's
5'11".
Wizard, the reason for that is because Americans are freaking nuts.
Now I've got to add. Let's add the Brits in. We're also 5'9".
So
you men are
so I come close to the average male size for Sweden because I'm like 5'9.5".
No, average male
you-
in
you-
Sweden would be
Is
5'11".
5'11". So you're closer to the
Yeah.
average male American height.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then my husband is like almost 5'11", or is 5'11". However, all the men in my family except for two, and this is including both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side, the average height for all the men in my family is anywhere between 6'2" and 6'7".
Yeah, I'm just small.
That just seems excessive.
I'm 6'1".
You're
My
6'1". I'm
one of my
5'2".
cousins,
I'm
Yeah.
5'9"
My-
apparently then.
my grandfather was at his death was still 6'6". My other grandfather was 6'4". I have a cousin who is 6'7". Yeah, we're very tall people. My brother's 6'5".
I'm 6'4", so
Like, to me, average heights for men is like anything over 6 feet. I feel like anything lower is just, to me, not average. But that's just me. That's because of where I live. That's because of who I was raised around. So that's just me.
No, and
I
that's
see
the thing. That's the thing for us by going what's average to us and what's average to like the country as a whole. Because
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah,
I
I
would
think
be like
I'll
telling me
say
that
this.
5'9" is the average feels wrong because 90% of the men I know are 5'11" and above, and then I know a
Yeah.
couple that are below 5'10".
Yeah.
But it's
If
not
I'll
enough
be
to
one. I'll be
balance out
100.
the average to 5'9".
Yeah, I'll be 100% honest. If my husband was any shorter, I probably wouldn't have dated him. And I
Heard
hate
it
to
here
say that, and
first.
it sounds
Don't
terrible,
feed
but
red
I
pillar.
I can't stand someone being shorter than me if when I was dating. So
my wife
But that's
actually
just-
always says there's a height requirement to ride.
Une, your ideal.
I posted a picture on Discord, but it's the tea warmer of the teapot and a mug, and my tiny little fox, and then
Oh
me
my gosh,
next
that's so
to the
cute.
blanket.
I still need to get a teapot warmer.
They are very nice.
Gonna happen.
And mine is apparently cuddled up close to Une in the sofa with my pad and what's it called? A cup of tea.
Y'all are just like, I'd like to cuddle up with some tea, and I'm like, I'm an American. Give me a cigar or some scotch.
I like to prefer. I prefer to have all my mental faculties intact.
Welcome back, Jubilee.
I will say, I'll do one glass of wine if I have any, but I haven't had any good wine in a while. So
Team wine from Misabi.
I can, yeah.
Or tea if it's a good day.
Yeah, I've been trying to get her to come down here so I can introduce her to some good Alabama muscadine wine. I'm gonna get her down here one day to do that.
That was a roller coaster of a sentence. Good Alabama wine. Like the
Hey,
European
hey.
in me is screaming.
Oh,
Is this-
I know. Well, it's so. I love a good white wine. I love a good red wine.
Rascal.
But there is a place like less than 20 minutes from my house that I grew up in, and they make muscadine wine, and it's a sweet, and it can be a sweet wine, but they make a muscadine wine and a blackberry wine, and I've never tasted a wine better. And I've lived in Hawaii, I've lived in different parts of the United States, I have tried wines in different restaurants, and I have never found a wine that I liked better than our muscadine wine that they grow in my home county. So that's
I
just
have to.
in my opinion.
I have to read out Misabi's response here.
Yes, thank
because
you.
She's put, listen up. All right. I have upstate New York winery that I'm obsessed with. It's supposed to be them good Alabama men you're supposed to give me.
Look, I'm trying. You gotta get down here, babe. You gotta get down here. I will introduce you to the ma'am.
This is the
Ma'am.
most Southern America conversation I've ever had in my life. I've seen skits on TikTok that have never been more accurate than the conversation I'm currently listening to. Ma'am, I tell you what, like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm gonna say, if you start hearing banjos run in the opposite direction,
I'm not in that backwoods of an area, all right?
It's not
But
that backwards.
I live right outside of a it's not an active military base anymore, but it is a National Guard training military base. And I didn't know this when we first moved out here. And I worked at the time at a gas station, and we were right down the road from the military base. And one week I'm there by myself. It's probably about 9:00 in the morning, and I look up, and I kid you not when I say I see about 10 of these military men walking in the store, and they're not just these are special forces military men. They're tall, buff, absolutely gorgeous, and finds out they're from a National Guard Special Forces unit that's stationed there in Alabama. So I told her about it. Told her she needed to come down here. She wants these men. She got to come down here so I can introduce her.
They're
But she
shy.
won't listen. Oh, they ain't shy.
Hi.
You gotta tell her they're shy, then she'll come down to meet them.
No, you've got to tell her that they know the Southern hospitality.
That's
the thing we all
Look,
know.
I
No,
had to walk away.
No, I don't.
Well, that's
Okay.
that's a different depending on who you are and where you are.
Now I've got to ask, Yune, do you know about Southern men and their Southern hospitality?
Yes.
See? This is the thing. We women, we know these things.
No, I understand. I am sorry that I live under a fucking rock and you guys drag me out from under that rock like
Explain
once a
what
week.
it is.
Yes,
So there is a essentially there's this thing about people in the South are like the nicest people, but even when they're mean, they do it in a nice way.
Oh, bless your heart.
Would you like me
to give an example?
Please.
I can give. So let's say this is okay. Let's say you're not from the South. You come in, you do something, and to us, it is what you do is completely, absolutely crazy, foolish. What other word?
Exactly.
Yes.
Like
yeah, there you go. That would be a good one. So, completely foolish, stupid. We're not going to tell you you're an idiot. We won't. most of us won't. We won't say you are an idiot. You are absolutely you're stupid. We won't say that. We'll look at you and in the sweetest voice ever, we'll go, "Oh, bless your heart," and
Well,
that's that.
I don't have the energy all the time to pity people that much. Like, if you're an idiot,
Yeah,
you're
Well,
an idiot.
you
no,
don't.
that's
Yeah,
not
you
pity.
don't
That's
have.
not pity.
You
That's
don't
not
have
pity. That is us literally
the
saying,
build for Southern hospitality.
Also,
also
that has to be a
Southernisms-
dialectical thing.
It is,
Right.
Yeah.
but Southernisms
Sure.
as well are some of the best things you'll ever heard. Like you'll ever hear.
"Oh, absolutely."
I was reading a book recently, and she said, "What was it?" She said, "I'm as happy as a possum eating a sweet potato."
Yes, I've heard that one. I've heard it.
And you're just like, that invokes such a picture in my head, but it's something you would not get away with saying here, because our version in the UK of that would be, I'm as happy as a pig in shit, which just doesn't have the same sweetness to it.
Okay, so now we know the Southern hospitality. Now we get to the second part of that, right?
Which is the men.
Yes.
They tend to be brought up by their mamas, so they've got good manners, and they know how to treat a lady, and they know how to speak right, and they're always going to get your door for you, and it's
They're gonna get. Yep.
Hold on,
They're
hold
gonna
on.
get your door.
So they're
Hold
old
on.
style gentlemen. They're old
Yes,
style gentlemen.
but
Okay, so we got to
but
hold on.
kind
There's
of
an entire
cowboyish.
conversation.
They are
No,
rough and
no, no, no,
tough
no. No,
gentlemen.
no, no.
This
We were
is-
told we're not allowed to do that shit anymore because it's too.
Hang on.
Don't you?
Hang on.
Oh, I
You
need to
can't
step
come at
away
me.
from the
I'm not.
conversation.
I'm not that
I
kind of
have to
feminist.
step
You
away
can't come
from
at me for this.
conversation.
There's another part that she's missing. There's another part that she did not describe.
Uh-huh.
And that is the fact that most of these Southern Alabama boys are farm boys, which means they don't have that fucking sleeper build
Yeah,
of being able to pick you the fuck up and throw you over the shoulder though they look like a twig.
it's the lumber snacks.
Yeah.
It is
Uh-huh.
100% sweet
No,
talking,
but you are
smooth lumber snack.
misunderstanding the fact that I am 6'1" and built like a brick shithouse at the same time.
Yeah, but the problem is you're just missing the
It's like-
sweet bit.
But it's that's so
We were
weird.
told not
That's
to do
not.
that. We literally got told you
No, but-
shouldn't open doors for people because we could do it ourselves.
Okay,
I don't want to
okay,
get into this
hang on.
conversation.
We've
Very
been
good.
together for 2 years. You can open my door. You can call me darling. You can do
That's
all of
why
these
we're
things.
That's why
I
we're
will
together.
thank you
But we
for
have
it.
an entire generation who's been told not to do that shit
Yes,
because
but
we're
men
not-
are strong
we're
and
not
independent
talking.
and don't
We're
need-
not. Stop
But it's-
giving credence to the anti-feminist feminists.
Well, I think I think that the
No, I am-
Southern
I am-
hospitality is
I am
also
all for feminists.
No, wait.
very
wait,
much
wait, wait.
depending on
Wizard.
who you are, because if you're not the right person, there is no Southern hospitality. You know,
There's a
like
family
it's
element as well, and I find this really quite.
well, I just if you're not the right protected class.
Yeah, because there's a difference between Southern gentleman and redneck.
Well, even the Southern gentlemen. I mean, these are
You
for
use
lack of
the
a
word
better way to
protected-
describe it, these are God-fearing American men.
See, if I,
protected class being
with all that it
race,
comes with.
gender, and in the US,
Sexuality.
sexuality, and in the US, veteran status.
Well, I mean, they're probably fine with veteran status, but the others, it's a
No,
very
I
different
just-
experience.
I just added that on because I find
No,
that
no.
interesting. We managed to do the thing we do every book club, and we
completely tangented off topic for
yeah, no, that's
It
that's
happens.
every time. Oh,
that
no,
I'm fine
every
with.
time.
I just we get into some sort of weird blend of socio. I can't pronounce that word.
Socioeconomics and politics.
No, sociology and philosophy, and we have either me or Sam going, I am confused and I do not understand and I need to understand.
I need to work out how I have completely broken this, and I don't know how.
This is like the worst moment to get back into the conversation.
Nah.
And
I had some technical difficulties switching on my mic. It didn't work because I was
And
talking.
you
You guys were not hearing me.
No,
like,
we haven't heard you for a while, and then you left,
No.
and I thought, oh no, we've lost you, and then you came back.
No, I was
and then
restarting
I'm
my
like,
computer and everything, and I was figuring it out, and I figured it out, and I'm like in the middle of this conversation. What is happening? I don't know. This is not about books.
Yeah, no, this is
It's
welcome
about
to book club chat.
understanding the areas where some of these books take place.
yeah, we will also say, and we probably should have done like our own version of a trigger warning. We set out with all the good intentions in the world to have a theme each week. We give you talking points. We have a plan, and within 15 minutes, chaos
Sam
has
and
ensued.
I do something stupid, and
Actually,
we derail.
I do have to give Sai some fantastic props here, because we've now had 3 weeks in a row where he has not brought up Final Fantasy.
You are right!
And that might be the longest run of book clubs we've had.
Hold on. Is he reading Final Fantasy books?
But did we finish this conversation yet? No, we didn't.
So, yeah, Sai loves. It is his special interest in Final Fantasy.
It is also mine, so we can talk about it all you want.
Hold on a second. So, for context, I have played that game since the Realm Reborn launched. I have all of the lore books. I have 11,000 hours in that game over the past 10 years.
Okay.
Like, that game was like most of my teenage years, if not all, essentially all of it. And
that game was your WoW.
There is a lot in there in terms of like, because I have a degree in like professional and creative writing. I love analyzing the way that they do the writing in that game, and I think there's a lot of really good story mechanics they use, and a lot of the time they're relevant to when we're talking about plot development and character development and everything. So I normally end up bringing it up. But yes, that game has been.
Oh no! You don't. You manage to find a way to make it relevant to just about every topic we bring up. It's impressive at this point that you genuinely manage to find a way to bring it into every single topic we've talked about. There has somehow magically been an element that we end up in friggin' FF land, to the point where it became the first rule of book club is you do not talk about Final Fantasy. The second rule of book club is that you break rule number 1.
Yes.
That's exactly how this goes.
That's like establish the plan, talk about the plan, and throw the plan right out the door.
Absolutely. Aha! I have figured it out.
Nope. No plan ever survives first contact with the enemy.
Pretty much. Wait, would that make me an side enemy?
No, just the act of starting the book club chat, it just becomes the enemy. It is what it is.
To be fair, we have derailed every book club chat I've been in since I started being in. No, wait, the first one we didn't derail, but that's because I was quiet for 90% of it, I think.
We've had Spirited but make it autistic. That wasn't the name of the chat to start with, but that is how it ended up.
That's anime conversation.
That was the what do you need to build your own book conversation.
Oh, okay.
Where we had flowcharts and everything. We tried to do magic systems and what makes magic systems good, and that devolved into chaos. The idea when we first started this was like, this is going to be this lovely cozy corner of the internet where you can come along with like a cup of coffee, sit down and just talk about books with other book lovers, and now it's just
smut and Final Fantasy
and chaos.
So for the record, that's why book clubs that actually get together in real life have wine.
Yeah.
This is very true.
That's
very true.
You are more than welcome to bring wine.
Yeah.
More than welcome.
I posted in chat a link to the current themes that we have coming up.
Yes, and because we're in wind down mode, because we've run over by quite a chunk, I will just do a readout. So next week, it's Uni who will be leading the chat, and we are doing missing out. So basically, what books do you think aren't getting the attention that they deserve, and people really should be getting that FOMO feeling with? What books did you read because you had FOMO, because everyone talked about it all the time, and you were like, oh my god, I'm missing something here. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And all things about hyped books, really, whether it's something you hype or something that's been hyped to you. And then we'll be in December, which is scary.
Heart of Advent.
Very scary.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some really great chats coming up between now and the end of the year. Obviously, as I said earlier, and I think I might have fixed it now, if someone wouldn't mind chucking the exclamation mark points in the chat to see if I fixed it.
No, I have 0 points.
But I gave everyone points.
Yeah, I know.
said give points to all. And no one... Oh, okay. I haven't fixed it. But everybody who was followed gets an automatic ticket into the giveaway, which we will be calling out the winner for the following week, which is our fandom versus author, which is going to be a very chaotic chat in itself, because we're going to be talking about when fandoms fix books, or fix storylines, or fix ships that authors went the wrong way with and it made you mad. So apparently you're all rank 1 on the leaderboard.
Yep.
And I don't understand how
because
that works.
Because it's shared one.
But I gave everyone points.
It's being mean. You'll figure it out.
Add, or maybe I've got to write how many points. Add
Yes.
points. All 50? Ahaha!
Yeah.
I don't know who the 12 users are, but someone got points.
Now I'm ranked 10.
I'm rank 11. What have you done, Ori? What have you done?
Well, you can now use...
I went from first to 10.
Oh, I am 1!
It's 20 points for a ticket. So if you use exclamation mark ticket and then and then the number of tickets you would like to buy, you can buy more tickets. The more tickets you have, the more likely your name is going to come up.
Why is this so confusing?
I don't know. It was supposed to be easy. I think I will also pop it in Discord as well, so you can react that way and we'll figure something out, because this is ridiculous.
YouTube.
Yes. So we do now have a YouTube channel that all of the videos that we do here on Twitch are added onto there, so you can watch them at any time. There will be some new things coming up as well. And obviously we have all the other social media. And of course, the big thing is, I know that the guys in VC with me right now are obviously in the Discord. But for anyone who is in the chat and might not be in, if you want to come and join in with us, or if you just want to join an amazing community of parent gamers, please click the Discord link either in the About Me or on the panels, or you can follow the Discord that's going to pop up in the chat right now. Did not work. My god, nothing likes me today. I'm now going to write it in by hand, because then maybe it will like me. There we go. This is where I've spelt something wrong and I send you to a different server.
You spelled it wrong.
And I get shot.
You have.
I have. I put disord.
I fixed it.
People get the gist. Please come and join us in Parental Advisory. It's chaos incarnate, and there are far more competent members of staff than myself.
Quest number 1, just to make sure you can find the place, just to make sure you're the right quality.
Hmm.
Oh god, are we giving quests now?
Well,
Okay.
actually,
This
the
is the
quest for me was finding this Discord, not this Discord, the Twitch channel, because the link didn't work.
You did it?
Oh, what?
No, in the chat in Discord, the link to the Twitch channel didn't work for me.
Okay,
So
I'm
I had to
working
like
on the
look you
basis.
up on.
I am
on
working
Twitch.
on the basis now that everything I touch breaks today, so we're just gonna go
But
with.
why was the link moderator? Like, why is there
Oh,
moderator
okay.
in the link?
That's okay.
okay.
That wasn't
That
my
makes no
fault.
sense.
Yay, that wasn't my fault.
How is it not your fault?
Because you put that link, not me. So it's your fault. not
Oh,
mine.
son of a bitch! I am so sorry.
Sorry.
I have an answer to that question. It's because I'm stupid. Carry on.
Good answer.
But yeah.
So,
So
Ari,
yo,
based on what's happened today you are not a raccoon, you are a gremlin.
I am.
Same.
Yeah, I was about to say a raccoon is a gremlin. Just feed me, and then I'll be happy. Show me shiny things. But yes, come and join us in Discord, and you can be part of the chaos instead of just watching the chaos. Join the giveaway that I will fix to make actually viable. And next week, Yune will be talking about missing out. And we will see you all next time.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.